Hello, today I'm just going to show you how to create 3D audio visualizers using Autodesk Maya and the Mesh plug. So first I'm just going to create a normal cube. I'm going to add a bevel just so it looks nice. Just going to make that 0.1. I'll add 2 segments to it just so it doesn't lag too badly. Then I want to group it. See, and then I can make that group into a mesh network. I'm going to add an audio node. I'm going to add the file, it has to be a WAV file. And I'm also want to import the file. You want to import it because that way you can actually hear the audio and you can see the waveform down here at the bottom. I'll make that 3600 so it doesn't run out of time. And here we go. Oh yeah, they tell me I'm a bad boy. Yep, so there's a lot of cool things you can do with this. I'm gonna do this one more time, just a different way because it'll look a lot nicer. So if I were to take the cube, group it, go back to the cube, move it up 0.5, there we go. Add a mesh network to cube, add the audio node, add the file. There we go. That's how you get it flush with the bottom. You just have to offset the cube up 0.5 so that the actual cube itself, here let me unhide it. The actual cube itself is touching the bottom. So yeah, so let me go back to the mesh. I'm gonna quickly edit the audio node. As you can see here, the Y value is 30. That means it has a maximum value of 30. So if I were to put down to 10, you'll see that the bars only go up so much compared to before. So I'm gonna just put that right in the middle as 20. I'm gonna go to distribute. If you want to add more bars, you just add the number of points, which will just add cubes. So let's see what else. If I was to go to radial, this is really cool. You can see it just creates a circle out of the cubes, but when you press play, that's probably one of my favorite effects. There's also spherical, which is let me just add the number of points for this one. It's just a sphere, pretty self-explanatory. Then you also have mesh, which is really awesome. So if I was to, make this into a mesh, say file, import, let's go to here, human. I'm just gonna add in a human model. Let's see, just gonna up them a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in on the face. Yeah, he's pretty. Oh, okay, there we go. See, go to. I'm just gonna go to face. I just want his head, so I'm just gonna extract that really quickly. Mode and center the pivot on that. Here we go. So I'm gonna make the visualizer into this head. So all you got to do is go back to the mesh node for audio, distribute. Go to mesh. You want, okay, so you input the mesh, which is this one. Yep. So at first you're gonna have this default scatter, which is kind of annoying, but you can put it to like vertex. That looks really weird, but it'll actually scatter across every single vertex, as you can see here. Yeah, and then there's also face, stuff like that. My favorite one is the voxel. So as you can see here, it makes kind of like Minecraft blocky type of deal. But if you were to increase the voxel, let's see, there you go. So you can change the amount of voxels that are actually there, which is pretty cool. So let's say we have that. So the reason it's only affecting the ear right now is because there is a limit to how many, there's a limit to how many bars you can have or modified objects depending on what your sound input is. So you can make it so that it affects everything. If you go to if you go to average, so say I was to go here, this is probably not going to look good, but you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. But and of course, it's really laggy because I have so many voxels here. Let me just put that down a little bit. Distribute. Alright, let me hide the head too, just for fun. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell when you have these when you have a 3D grid type of deal, which kind of sucks because I don't know, I could think of some pretty cool effects that you could do with it. But if you want to, you can just make you could make a 2D grid, which still looks pretty nice. If I go back to if I go here, grid, and let's make that, say, a 4x4. Oh, that looks nice. Let me just up the audio distribution. Let's put that at 30. And let's put the distribute at, say, 8. There we go. Yeah, and it'll loop because my thing's only 3600. But yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys one last trick, which I really like. To make that really cool pixelated visualizer kind of thing, I'm gonna create a cube. I'm gonna move it up 0.5, so I have the flush bottom. I'm gonna group it. Mesh OBJ. See, add the mesh network. I'm going to go to attribute editor. I want to add the audio node. I'm going to import the file there. Let's see how it works. That's good. I'm also going to add just a couple more points. I think that's probably good enough for now. So then I'm going to add a second mesh network. This one does not need to be grouped. This one is just going to be the color. So I'm gonna add, or I don't need to add the color yet, but see, I'm gonna make a grid. I want to make a vertical grid, so I'm gonna change this to 3. This for now. Change, what's that? Z. I'm gonna change Z to 1. So let's see how many bars we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I'm looking at this. I can just look at the mash 3, what we at? We got 21. So I'm going to go to mash 4. I'm going to say I want this one to be 21. I want this one to be 21 as well. I'm going to spread them out over distance about there. Distance Y about there. That's good. Yeah, so then if I go, I think if I edit this one, yeah, so it'll move this to go all the way over here. Let's see, and I want this to go, whoops, I don't want to do that. There we go, that's probably good enough. So then if I go to Mesh 4, I want to add a color node. Let's make the default color be that blue. Yeah, I'm gonna go blue. Add a little bit of randomness, so it looks kind of cool and glitchy. Then I want to add a background color, maybe a little bit gray, dark gray. Add a fall off object. So the way that the fall off object works is you can move it around and it'll make the foreground color, but make the background color into the foreground color wherever the fall off object is. So I want to edit this fall off object. Go to the shape. We want to make it not a sphere but a mesh, and then I'm going to make an input for Mesh 3. There we go. So this Mesh 3, it gets kind of a little meta, but then you add this and it'll create a pixelated type of thing. And then of course you can just hide this so you don't see it. But let's turn off the grid. Yep. So that's all I have for now. Of course, you can do just amazing things with this, but those are just the basics. So, thanks for watching.